Brainidos presents 10 interesting facts about the INFJ personality type. When it comes to personality types, few are as intriguing and complex as the INFJ. Known as the advocate or the counselor, this personality type is the rarest, making up just a small fraction of the population. INFJs are often described as old souls with a unique blend of empathy, intuition, and creativity that sets them apart. But what exactly makes them tick? What are the traits that define this enigmatic type? If you've ever wondered about the secrets behind the INFJ's mysterious and thoughtful demeanor, you're in for a treat. Let's dive into 10 interesting facts about the INFJ personality type that reveal why they are so special and rather misunderstood. Number 1. Masters of reading people. INFJs have a remarkable ability to read people, often sensing what someone is feeling or thinking before it's even clear to them. They pick up on subtle cues like body language, tone of voice, and unspoken energy, making them highly aware of emotional dynamics in any social situation. This intuitive insight allows them to connect on a profound level, offering empathy and understanding in a way that can feel like a breath of fresh air. But being so finely tuned to the emotions and motivations of others can be overwhelming. INFJs might find themselves absorbing the negative emotions of those around them, and that can bring about emotional exhaustion. They might also find it difficult to switch off this ability, resulting in a constant state of hyper-awareness that can be mentally draining. Number 2. Conflict avoidant but principled. INFJs dislike conflict and typically go out of their way to avoid it. They have a natural preference for harmony and frequently act as mediators, using their empathetic nature to understand all perspectives in a disagreement and resolve tensions peacefully. They prioritize the well-being of others and aim to maintain positive relationships by avoiding unnecessary confrontations. That said, when it comes to their core beliefs and values, INFJs are anything but passive. They have a strong sense of right and wrong and will stand their ground when they feel their principles are being compromised. In these situations, the typically gentle and accommodating INFJ can become surprisingly assertive, driven by a deep sense of justice. This combination of conflict avoidance and strong principles can create internal tension, and it presents the challenge of balancing a desire for peace and the need to uphold convictions. Number 3. Sense of time and future orientation. INFJs have a strong future-oriented mindset. They're natural planners who frequently consider different possibilities and outcomes. This gives them the ability to set long-term goals and work methodically toward achieving them. As visionaries, they excel at seeing the big picture, anticipating challenges, and identifying opportunities well in advance, making them effective strategists in roles requiring foresight. As great as that sounds, their focus on the future can sometimes distract them from the present. INFJs may become so absorbed in what could happen that they neglect what is happening, setting off anxiety or stress over uncertainties. Their tendency to plan for every scenario can make them overly cautious, potentially causing them to miss out on spontaneous experiences. Plus, their constant striving for an ideal future can create dissatisfaction with the present, since they may feel that their goals are always just out of reach. Number 4. Interest in psychology and self-improvement. INFJs are typically interested in psychology, self-improvement, and the inner workings of the human mind. Their natural curiosity about what makes people tick drives them to explore topics like emotional intelligence, personal growth, and mental health. This interest often prompts them to pursue careers in counseling, psychology, or fields where they can encourage self-awareness and personal growth. INFJs are truly lifelong learners who constantly seek to expand their knowledge and refine their understanding of both themselves and their surroundings. However, this intense focus on self-improvement can also result in self-criticism. INFJs may hold themselves to impossibly high standards, always striving to be better, smarter, or more compassionate. And this can create a sense of never being good enough, which is emotionally taxing. Moreover, their deep dive into psychological and emotional topics can make them overly introspective, causing them to overthink situations or become stuck in analysis paralysis. Number 5. Crave deep, authentic connections. For this personality type, surface-level interactions just won't do. INFJs crave deep, meaningful connections where they can truly bond with someone on a soul level. They're typically drawn to people who are open, honest, and willing to explore the deeper aspects of life. These individuals thrive in relationships where they feel understood and valued, and they are often the friend or partner who listens deeply and offers unwavering support. The downside of this desire for deep connections is that INFJs may find it challenging to form or maintain casual relationships. They might have a hard time in social situations where small talk is the norm or where the connection feels shallow. This can lead to feelings of loneliness or isolation, as they may struggle to find people who meet their need for depth. Additionally, their intense desire for meaningful relationships can sometimes lead them to idealize others, essentially setting themselves up for disappointment when reality doesn't match their expectations. Number 6. Intensely private, keeping a low profile. INFJs are known for their rich inner lives and their tendency to stay private about it. They're quite difficult to read since they guard their thoughts and feelings closely, sharing them only with those they trust wholeheartedly. This privacy extends to their public persona as well. INFJs tend to keep a low profile, preferring to work behind the scenes rather than in the spotlight. They don't crave external validation, and they're content in pursuing their goals quietly, without fanfare or recognition. This reserved nature empowers them to maintain a sense of control over their inner world, protecting themselves from potential emotional harm. While their privacy can be a strength, it can also create challenges in relationships. INFJ's reluctance to share their inner world can make it difficult for others to get close to them, often ending in misunderstandings or feelings of distance. Their preference for staying under the radar can also prevent them from gaining the recognition they deserve in various aspects of their life. Number 7. Preference to communicate through writing or creative outlets. INFJs often prefer to communicate through writing or creative outlets, where they can take the time to articulate their thoughts with clarity and precision. They find this more natural and authentic. It's just easier for them to convey their feelings in a way that aligns with their deep, introspective nature. However, such an inclination toward indirect communication can create challenges in relationships. While writing or creative expression does help them articulate their inner world, it can make direct verbal communication more difficult. If they rely solely on these methods, others might not always fully grasp their emotions or thoughts, potentially causing misunderstandings. This can also result in feelings of isolation or frustration, as INFJs may feel that their true selves are not being fully understood or appreciated in their interpersonal interactions. Number 8. Often feel a deep sense of responsibility. INFJs are characterized by a strong sense of responsibility, not only for themselves, but also for others. They typically feel a deep moral obligation to help those in need, contribute positively to society, and uphold their personal values. This sense of duty drives them to be reliable, conscientious, and committed to their personal and professional lives. INFJs are often the ones who step up to take on additional responsibilities at work, in their communities, or in their personal relationships. They are driven by a desire to make a difference and to live in a way that is true to their principles. Nevertheless, this deep sense of responsibility can become overwhelming. INFJs may take on too much, feeling that they need to be there for everyone and handle everything perfectly. This can contribute to stress, burnout, or a sense of being weighed down by other people's demands. Plus, their strong sense of duty can make it difficult for them to set boundaries, as they tend to feel guilty for saying no or prioritizing their own needs. Number 9. Tendency to disappear. Ah yes, the infamous INFJ door slam. A coping mechanism where an INFJ completely cuts someone out of their life after repeated hurt or betrayal. Now, this is not done out of spite, but rather as a way to protect themselves from further emotional harm. When an INFJ reaches their breaking point, they may feel that the only way to preserve their well-being is to remove the person from their life entirely. This can be a sudden or drastic action, often surprising the person on the receiving end, who may not have realized how deeply they were affecting the INFJ. And while the door slam can be an effective way for this personality type to protect themselves, it also has its downsides. It can leave unresolved issues and lingering emotions, because they may not have fully communicated their feelings before cutting ties. This can stir up guilt or regret later on, as they may wonder if there could have been a way to resolve the situation without severing the relationship entirely. Moreover, the door slam can create a reputation for being unforgiving or harsh, which can impact future relationships. Number 10. Prone to existential reflection. INFJs frequently engage in existential reflection, pondering the meaning of life, their purpose, and the larger questions of existence. This reflective nature drives them to explore philosophical and spiritual topics in an effort to seek answers to the big questions that many people avoid. Their introspective tendencies frequently lead them to profound insights about themselves and the world, helping them develop a strong sense of purpose and direction. This existential reflection is a key part of what makes INFJs so thoughtful and insightful. It lets them see beyond the surface and explore the deeper layers of life. But this tendency toward existential reflection can also lead to challenges. INFJs may find themselves grappling with feelings of existential angst or uncertainty, particularly when they feel disconnected from their purpose or when the world doesn't align with their ideals. This can create a sense of inner turmoil because they might struggle to reconcile their deep questions with the often harsh realities of life. As you can tell, INFJs are truly complex folks. They possess a unique blend of traits that can be both a blessing and a curse. Whether you are an INFJ or simply no one, appreciating these nuances can lead to richer, more meaningful relationships and a deeper understanding of what it means to have this rare personality type. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up.